Hi guys, so today we are going to learn how to create Ingress resource in Kubernetes cluster. So this is the architecture we are going to follow today. So in the backend, we have two pods, pod 1 which will be exposed by service 1, pod 2 which will be exposed by service 2. So an ingress resource can have multiple set of rules. We have two rules for now, which are associated with ingress controller. So whenever a client makes a query with host to load balancer, let's suppose if client's query with website01.internal host, then it will then the controller will look at the set of rules. Uh, which is mentioned here, like if host is website01.internal, redirect the traffic to service 1, then controller will redirect the traffic with to service 1. Similarly, if host is website02.internal, it will redirect to the service 2. So we are following here the host based routing. So yeah, let's move forward with it. Yeah. So as you can see here, I have already created a EKS cluster, and in the node group, we have four nodes. So yeah, I have already configured the kubeconfig file also in my local. So yeah, four nodes are available. Let's deploy the pods first. Let's go with the backend first. We'll create two pods and two service to expose those pods. Okay, pod two and Nginx. So now we'll expose the pod to the service with the service. Name of the service, service one, 80, target port 80, service two, pod two, and service two. The pods are running. Let's get the service now. Two services are also running. So now let's create one front end pod. We are using Ubuntu. Yeah, it's up. So in the meanwhile, we can create ingress resource. Uh, let's go to the resources first. So we are following host-based routing today. Host routing. So yeah, this is the host-based routing example. Let's create one. Will be website 01 dot internal. Similarly, second host website 02 internal, and we'll keep the path slash only root path. Service 1, service 2. This looks good. Name, we'll name it Mohit Ingress. Port number, this looks good. Now apply. Okay, get ingress. So our ingress is up. Let's see the rules. So as you can see here, It says two rules. If the website if the host is website 01.internal, go to the backend service 1, sorry. Similarly, website 01, no, we have made mistake here. Forgot to change the name. Let's reconfigure the ingress. So yeah, two rules: website 02.internal, go to the service 2. So now we'll create a ingress controller. WS, yeah. Sorry, Nginx. We're using Nginx controller. Getting started. So these are the multiple ways to install Nginx, Ingress Nginx controller. We are going to follow the Helm way. So you can, if you want to go with AWS or Minikube or Rancher desktop, you can follow the installation guide according to it. So today I'm going to install with Helm. These are the commands to install Nginx controller with Helm. It will take some time to deploy. So I'll stop the video. Okay, so our Helm is successfully installed. Uh, okay, so let's check get all. So it created a namespace called ingress-nginx. So in that namespace, Helm created one pod, two service, one deployment, and one replica set. Okay. So our Ingress resource is done, Ingress rules is done, and Ingress controller is done. So let's mention our Ingress class name in our Ingress resource file. This class name. Let's reconfigure the Ingress resource. Okay. So let's see. Uh, So as you can see, we have one more entry here. Ingress Nginx Ingress controller scheduled for sync. Okay. So let's make some changes into our pod file. Sorry, pod specs. Okay, get pods. Yeah, let's exec into it into service pod and service pod 2. Pod 1. So what we'll do is like we'll edit the index.html file. Copy this command. This looks good. Now service pod 2 is the command. Make changes here. Hello from pod 2. Exit. So, as part of the process, Ingress controller automatically created one load balancer also. Let's see, load balancer. So yeah, you can see here we have a one classic load balancer here. Classic load balancer. So what is done? Nginx resource done, controller done, class name done, uh, editing pod index.html done. So now let's get the so okay. Now check with the DNS name. It will say 404 not found by error by Nginx because we have mentioned host name is equal to website 01 and website 02, and we are passing this long DNS name here. So we are passing a long DNS name here. So let's get the IP of the load balancer by simply doing ns lookup, not with the path HTTP, just the DNS. So yeah, this is the IP. Uh, let's check correct or not. Yeah, it's correct. Copy it. Now we'll simply log into our front end machine, front end pod. We'll have to update this machine and install some packages like vim and curl. So we are going to make an entry in etcd host file with the IP address and the website 01 and 02 dot internal host. So let's make an entry here, paste the IP, website 01 dot internal site 02. So as you can see, I'm specifying two host name with the same IP. Okay. So moment of truth. Um, that's curl website 01 dot internal internal. So we are expecting hello from pod one with the website 01 dot internal. So yeah, it's correct. Now let's do website curl. Let's query website 02, and we are expecting hello from, and we're getting hello from pod 2. Okay, guys, we have successfully created ingress resource in our cluster. So this is the architecture we followed. So I hope you understood the concept here. If you have any doubt, you can leave a comment in comment box. Thank you, guys.